we'll just
Hello.
Okay, so it
I don't know if
appears.
there's any hardcore people waiting.
Oh no, I don't think so.
That'd be pretty cool.
I should probably
Yeah.
make the announcement. Okay. Da, 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 da. Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Gotta love announcements.
Mm. Da, 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 da. Okay. I'm excited to take a look at every single person's track, yo. We've got quite a few submissions, and
I can, yeah.
yeah, I've
I'm
actually.
sorry.
That's okay. Go on.
I was just really amazed by how many submissions there were. I was expecting like maybe 3, and there's
Yeah,
like 10 or something, or 11.
yeah. There's about 10-ish, 11-ish submissions, and we're gonna be able to take a look at them in a lot of detail. So that's gonna be exciting. In fact, we've got all the tools and everything we want ready for it too. So that is gonna be like, you know, whether it's demonstrating things through Paint and or whether it's opening up the program and dragging your tracks in there to see, you know, what we're working with. We can maybe like do some cuts around certain areas to be like, okay, well, if you listen to it like this, you can kind of hear the rest of it. So that's gonna be awesome. So what up, killers? My name's Vichy, and over here I have my friend Nora, and she
Hello.
goes by Monkey Business, and yeah, let's have
Monkey
some fun.
business.
Hell yeah. Um, she'll eventually have her camera on later on, maybe. Oh, so let's take a look at some of the stuff you guys have sent. The first one we're gonna look at is gonna be a track by an individual called Vox Day, otherwise Echo. Let me just download this track real quick.
Echo.
Echo, yeah, absolutely boss. It's spelled
You want to show the
ECKO.
SoundCloud? He left
Um,
his link.
yeah, we can send that in the chat.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, so I think I have it. Oh, here it is. Can you guys hear that? Okay.
Do I do? Oh, can we hear it? Okay, I have it
Mm-hmm.
open. I put the link in chat, but I got a channel warning, so I do not have perms to do that apparently.
Okay, no problem. I'll just send it in. Turns out people can hear it, so that's good. I'll just send this
Yay!
link in. Uh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. I think I can just do it on OBS. There we go. Sick. And it's going on YouTube as well, which is pretty sick. Um, yeah, yeah. So that was our first skip. It's a bit loud, huh? And it's probably louder than my voice. So thanks for the feedback. I'll turn this down by maybe 6 and 7. Okay. Not too loud now, is it? Turn it down by like. Okay. Awesome. Now let's start again. But yeah, guys, remember you can do ! submit if you want to submit your tracks, and we're gonna be seeing what's going on. All right, we'll start again. I think we've sent the link. Check out the voice of God. Thank you for your submission, and let's take a listen. We'll do feedbacks. It's gonna be great. Ready?
dismayed, for I am your God. For I am the Lord your God. Takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. This is what the Lord says, Israel's King and Redeemer, the Lord Almighty. I am the first, and I am the last. Apart from me, there is no God.
Hot damn, that was sick. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things about this is just the way it makes you freaking
What a
move.
way to start.
What a strong way to start. Holy crap. That's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, especially like this part over here, I think.
For I am the Lord your God.
You know
By the
this.
way, Vichy,
What's up?
I'm hearing it twice on my end through the stream, so I was listening through the Twitch, so it was a little bit delayed, but just letting you know for the next track.
Okay,
So
I
you
have an
can hear it again.
idea. Instead of streaming OBS, I can stream
Rezonic.
hell years. Um, in fact, I could just stream my screen, right? Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. You don't need to listen to the thing. This one you should hear. Everything good?
Uh, or I'm still hearing it twice.
Bloody hell. Okay, I know what it
It
is.
didn't change the stream, it looks like.
Okay, it's fine. We'll come back to that. So,
Sounds good.
there were a couple things. Let's take a look. Yeah, there was sometimes whenever the voice came in, you would have like this is something that you have when you have vocals, you should definitely like think about or like consider.
For I am the Lord your God. And sent you, and have not rejected you, so do not fear.
So you see those little S's, they're generally kind of fine, but like if you have a lot of reverb in the high end and you're doing all that crystalline type of reverb, like not crystalline, that's a type of reverb, but if you have a brand or a plugin, but if you have like a lot of reverb and you have those highs as well, those also stack with your vocals. You know what I'm saying? So you want to like take a look at how you tame that stuff. Um, Whenever it comes to vocals and things like that, I like to bus them, but we can definitely come to bussing in a bit. Let's go over what else was really good. Again, the movement was really cool. It was like definitely telling us like how to move, and that's very important whenever you're making tracks and beats and whatever. The arrangement was incredible too. It all had an incredible narrative moving all the way through. It never felt repetitive, ever. Never did it once felt even a little bit repetitive. So I
Yeah,
absolutely,
that's impressive.
mm, especially for like beat making and things like that. Like this was just incredible arrangement altogether. So yeah, um, I would say that everything is so wide and everything's so loud. I'm gonna assume
A
that
little bit.
maybe a little bit, right? Like it kind of feels, and I might be wrong here, but it feels like you made your track louder through mastering, where you've pushed it to a limiter maybe, or you've used some like widening tools maybe right at the end to make everything feel like maybe some sort of ozone preset. I don't know if I'm hitting home right now, but I would definitely say that when it comes to the master, keep things as simple as possible. It doesn't need to be much. Like if you want a loud song, a loud track, because I can see your waveform over here, homie. Like it, you've got more tabletops here than IKEA. Wait, where's so I
He
would,
said that you called him out heavy. Ozone
yeah.
pre yeah, you got it exactly.
Yes, ozone preset. You can tell because Ozone tends to make it sound a bit like that. So I mean, hey, it's not always bad. Ozone can do some incredible things, especially some of those presets. However, they should be used when you already have an incredible mix. Because what Ozone presets tend to do is they tend to exaggerate it. Because remember, like Ozone's really good in marketing. So whenever you pull like an audio through it, if you don't hear a change that's drastic enough, then people will be like, "What is Ozone doing? It's saying FO, like what the heck?" So you know, they do make it really strong. So a good idea is to lower like all those things that you have on your Ozone master if you're gonna be using that, but make the mix louder within the mix. Yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Voice has dynamic. Yeah, if everything wasn't too loud, then you'd be good over there. Let's take a look at another one. We've got another individual. Thank you so much for your submission, by the way. That's really nice
Can I
of you.
say something about his track first,
Oh,
though?
please
Is
do, please do.
I love those little electronic fills and the little dubstep parts. Those are so up my alley. And it kind of reminds me of this dude called Volume, with a J, who does some really similar type of stuff with that. But yeah, that was awesome.
Volume with a J. Volume
Yeah,
doesn't have a J in it.
I know. It's the name of the artist I was talking about who
Yeah.
he reminded me of.
Well, like JOLUME.
It's like VOLJUM, Volhume. I don't know
Oh,
how you would say it, but
okay. Volume. Okay, yeah. It's like Huel, like or Juan. Volhua. Ooh, whatever. All right. I actually really like those electronic elements too. I like that they they just stopped everything abruptly. And again, even
mm,
though your group movement was really good, if you have like more cuts and things to make spaces for stuff, it would really punch like really well. um, yeah. Thanks for the feedback. And thanks for your submission. Next up, we are going to be looking at an individual. Their name is Chica Beats. I believe they've sent me an artist page, but I don't see it on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find that again. Or did they send the lyrics? Chica, you didn't send artist page, did you? You only sent lyrics. Well, let me know. And if you did, then we'll post it after we've listened to your track. I will paste this in the chat. Um, in case you want this. Let's see.
before we play the track, by the way, can you make it so I can hear it okay through the stream?
Yeah, let's do that.
You can just stream Rezonic.
Oh yeah, that's true. Is that I wanted to maybe stream Ableton as well. But I know one thing that I can do is I can go on OBS, go on settings, and turn off that audio monitoring thing. You know? Um,
Yeah, it might help.
properties, yeah. Let's do that now. Guys, this will be like a little bit of a technical difficulty. But I tell you what,
It's our first time, okay?
it's our first time, and it will take about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hey, we're done. Now you shouldn't be able to hear it, Nora. Everything should be good.
Let's test that.
The new
Going. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't hear myself. That's good.
You
Yeah,
know.
I'm only hearing it once.
Hey, there we go. We fixed it. We fixed it.
Hooray!
All right. So now we're gonna go through this queue as quickly as possible. Without skimming on details, we want to make sure everyone is heard and everyone gets like the proper
Absolutely.
feedback. We're gonna make sure all of you are heard and given real feedback on how to improve it and what you should do moving forward. So yeah, we're gonna make sure of that as well. All right. Okay, we're starting with something freaking strong. Okay, let's see. This is an artist called Chica Beats. I don't have a link so far. So what I'll do is I'll just paste this over here.
Chica Prior.
Chica
I see another
Beats.
person called Chica Prior on the.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, Chica Beats is the PayPal name.
Oh, whoops, my bad. Can I delete that? If you want to give something to Chica Beats, there you go. But sure. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, I've also been sent some lyrics. So what they wanted me to look at in this track was songwriting as the songwriting because Chica Beats wrote the song of this. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. I think that one thing I might have to do is actually just paste this onto. Okay, one thing is first things first. It's not about necessarily just the lyrics. Like lyrics are important because, you know, if you read them culturally, it should work, you know. But there's also one of those things where if it sounds good, it friggin' sounds good, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place this on here, and we'll listen to it, and then we'll may judge like the lyrics.
On that Prada, gonna wish you had a grip on me heavy as a border. Baby, I'm way too colder. That's right, I pee what you like. Oh, I'll feed you out. I'm affording how to tell her. It's whatever. Now, baby, got you down to the core. Looking so fresh, wish you were like me. Baby, get ready, cause we all gonna eat low key. Oh, baby. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Gonna wish you got a bae like me, cause I got power. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Gonna wish you had it good like me, cause I'ma slay. Nigga think this a free for all. Now I ain't your back and call. Where the pussy pleasers, I'm tryna get my pussy eaten. Nah, I fuck with you the way you fuck with me, love. Think I am weak, nah, I'm stronger. You ain't seen enough. I'm beyond the eye of the beholder. You can never win, I'm way too stronger. Got myself together than you think. I'ma get the sword, I'ma slay all day. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Gonna wish you got a bae like me, cause I got power. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Slay. I'ma slay all day. Gonna wish you had it good like me, cause I'ma slay.
Well, there we have it, guys. I'm assuming the song is
Wow.
called Slay.
Probably.
Probably. Now, what do you think, Nora?
That
should I go
part
first?
where I forget what the lyric was leading up to it, but she was singing, I think she said slay or something. But that bass drop, the dong, and then it
Mm,
goes into the second half of the beat. That was like, damn.
yeah.
That was my favorite part. And the processing on your vocals sounds like very, very professional. Like I'm sure Vichy will have some more to add there because he's like vocal god. So yeah,
Mhm.
but
I do like the thank you, Nora. Oh, you're so kind. But yeah, I do like the vocal processing. You know, I would say that like in terms of the lyrics, I did like this one area where it was like, I'm gonna get the sword. Why? Because like saying slay right now, I feel like it's a little hella cliche, right? I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Like, because whenever I think slay is like slay, like queen and freaking all that stuff, that was like 10 years ago, right? But when you said get the sword, it kind of changed like the connotation of slay to like something a bit more like, you know, King George, you know, Dragon Slayer, or, you know, like actually killing it. It's like kind of almost, I don't know, it gave it like, because I know you're talking about getting your um pussy eaten and where the pussy people are at and stuff. So I know like even in the beginning you're talking about peeing blood, and I can see like the grittiness that you're trying to go with it. Um, so in that note, I think like that sword thing added to it. Let's take a look at the lyrics real quick. I don't think I can really get it all down here. Oops. Whoops. Sorry about that. Da, 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 da.
you're good.
Okay, here we go. Let's hope it doesn't go into something else. Gonna wish you had a grip on me, heavy as a boulder. Baby, I'm way too colder. That's right, I peep what you like. Oh, I figured. It's not how you should be reading lyrics, by the way. Okay, let's see. I'm not saying King George, by the way. No, I was just like thinking of something a bit more like the way we were taught was really gritty and all that stuff. But I live in London, so I figured out I'm a fortune, not a teller. I think are these misspellings or are you like just okay? I'm a fortune, not a teller. There's some punchlines in it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
no
say maybe
crazy
slay is a
coincidence.
little, yeah. I'm not too judged regarding like these lines. The only thing about something like this is the way the rhyme structure is kind of working. If you're gonna do something like this, then at least have like a, I don't know. You should go for something a little bit like, you guys think this is a free for all. Nah, ain't your backing call. A beckon call? Beckon call, right? Um, where the pussy pleases. I'm trying to get my pussy eaten. I think that if you had another line in between here, um, uh, I swear I'm a screw for I feel them. Let's say I'm trying to get eaten, and then you can do because that way you don't have like. Then that kind of I guess might work. But anyways, so yeah, that's just the lyrics. Um, let's take a look going to the next track. I hope that's satisfactory. What do you think?
I think that was insightful enough.
Okay.
I'm not a lyricist, so a little bit hard for me to tell.
Okay. Just one thing I would say in regards to lyrics is please try to make sure that it's not cliche. Try to come up with some more unique things or like put a unique twist on them. Um, you have done that in a lot of these things. I do like the vibe you're going with. Yeah, just keep it up. You're doing well. Let's take a look. Next up, we have Raspberry, who also skipped the queue. Gosh, you guys are freaking generous today. I freaking love that. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so
What's
much.
good, Rez?
What's good, Raspberry? Oh
Is he
my.
here today?
I think he's in chat. Maybe.
Maybe.
Hmm. Let's see. Let's take a look. Da, da. Hey, we have another brick. Let's take a look. Um, where is this? And I'm just gonna post this
This
link.
part sounded crazy for a second.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Bricks, yes. With all these like submissions, we're gonna probably be able to make some house music with all the bricks. With brick waveforms. No, hey, here's the thing. Just because it's breaking doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily gonna be trash or clipping like badly all the way through. I mean, maybe if it's going through a clipper, that's one thing. But I tell you what, let me demonstrate something to you guys, right? I'm gonna open up Ableton real quick, and I'm gonna go into Ableton desktop. Wait, that broke. Uh,
Well,
it's okay. Okay. I think.
do you have
Um,
to? I don't know what happened there.
that just broke, didn't it? I don't know why Ableton is not. I swear we had this all sorted out yesterday. I don't know what happened now. Display capture, maybe. I gotta. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice. All right. So what I'm
Woo!
gonna do is I'm just gonna show something to you guys. Um, because I've been talking about bricks quite a bit. I want you guys to know something. It's how we want to take a look at waveforms in the first place, right? So I'm gonna drag this in here. Now, a lot of the times, just because it's like really large doesn't mean that only the only like all of it's clipped. Sometimes it can mean that only the low frequencies are really loud, but the rest of them are, because they're trying to go with that pink noise thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little EQ. I'm gonna put it on here. I'm gonna route this track, which has Raspberry's voice. I mean, not his track, I mean. And put that into this track so that we can get a couple of exports going along the way. All right. So right now, if we take a look at this waveform, what do we have here which is making it so huge? These kicks. Look at these kicks.
Damn.
Now, the stuff that's going all the way up are the low frequencies, and you can see that because if I take a screenshot of this and I put this into Paint, and then I go into Paint View. All right, let's take a look. If we have, where is this? Oh, why? This thing broke. Going on, working area. There we go. That should work. Nice, perfect. All right, so if we take a look at this waveform, the loud stuff that's clipping up to here is actually all of this like low frequencies. These are like slow oscillations. We look at the other stuff, we'll notice that the little ones are maybe like not even that much. It'd be like maybe, and we can tell this because as soon as it starts to get a little bit, when there's no bass, you can see how it's now equaling out again and it's not clipping anymore. So that's how we know that the track is actually extremely loud in terms of its bass. And that's where it's like, oh, the whole loudness thing is coming from. So let's go back into Beat View. Like Ableton Live. And if we did cut those frequencies, the subs, watch what happens. We'll get all of that other stuff, which is not going to be clipping.
Cover, I can beat this, please.
Ow. Yeah, maybe it is clipping. Okay, it's clipping there too, but you can see in certain areas. You know what we'll do? We'll listen to the track first.
I mean, it definitely has a lot more range in the pink one, the latter one you just did.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. Let's play
Noticeable.
this. Didn't need those headphones anyways, lol. Bloody hell. All right, I'm gonna send Raspberry's social while we're playing this. It's gonna be.
Dreamed of you last night by my side. Just as the weather does change, seasons do align. I have no power to see into the stars. Looking for you, but I don't know where you are. Drop back to the cover, I can beat this. Please just take your seat, miss. Buckle up before we hit the street. Load up my cover, the seat, hit the street every season. Coming up with slips that pink me. Didn't have to be this way. You ran up on a demon speeding. All I know is I can't lose, and I can't let this go. I can't leave. I want to know just who I am, who I want to be on the inside. All I know is I can't lose, I can't let go, I can't leave. I want to know just who I am, who I want to be on the inside. Be on the inside. I dreamed last night of you by my side. Just as the weather does change, the seasons do align. I have no power to see into the stars. Looking for you, but don't know where you are. Don't know where you are. Don't know where you are. Don't know. All I know is that I can't lose, and I can't let this go. I can't leave. I want to know just who I am, who I want to be on the inside, who I want to be on the inside. Can't let this go, and I can't leave. I just want to know who I am, who I want to be on the inside.
That delivery was phenomenal.
That was gorgeous. Holy moly. Absolutely gorgeous.
The
Um,
synths, those chords, wow.
yeah.
A little bit clippy, but
A little clippy, you know, you got that Microsoft kid, you know, the friggin' clippy, you know, he's gonna feeling jealous that your track's taking his name. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I do like the song. There's a couple things I've written, because you wanted me to take a look at the vocal production and things like that, the master and so on. So I've just opened up Ableton. One thing that I'm gonna do here is just demonstrate a couple things. For example, let me turn down this master first because I don't want us to die. Um, let's put this over here because we're only demonstrating. I'm gonna put this on the right and get Pro Q here. And let's take a look at what we can do. First of all, let's take a look at the notes. Vocal production, it punches, like it comes through. It does, but you've put so much compression and like, with then some of these have like, different attack times and things. I would definitely have like a compressor to help tame those you hear a lot of those in like the vocal. Let me see if I can pull that up into like a certain area. Where is this?
Into the does change seasons to align. I have no power to see
Like,
into the
even when
stars.
not doing it,
Looking for you, but I don't know. Looking for
look, something you can do for that is basically, and that's this kind of
change the seat, miss buckle up before we hit the street. Load up my cover, deceive.
do you hear a lot of that like percussive, really thin sounds that's coming through? I would highly recommend taking a look at a VCA compressor that is multi-band. I mean, or can work on one area, and then find that area. If you use like a resonant one as well, that's good. Smart EQ is Smart Comp is really good, and that's what I use to get rid of those little stuff like that. But yeah, let's take a look. When you have and another thing I would say is, yeah, the song is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. The chords, melodies, everything that you're doing is just really gorgeous. I love the song. It's emotional. It feels like the chord progression to your melodies. Like you deliver it so well. Like the song wise, absolutely love it, man. Like guys, you guys gotta check out Raspberry. He's got a lot. He's got like a Spotify and everything. Really nice music. Really nice music. It's like a lot of high energy, but really something that hits here. The reverb on the Vox. There was a quiet part somewhere. Where I believe where you were singing, but then you kind of like slowed down a little bit.
I dreamed last night of you by
Do you hear the reverbs coming?
I dreamed last night of you.
So if we go to that part, I need to make this waveform a bit smaller.
I dreamed last night of you.
So if we decided that we just listen to,
I dreamed last night of you by my
yeah, this one, and then we can just go on the sides and just kind of tame that a little bit. Could even like add a little bit of that.
I dreamed last night of you by my I dreamed last night of you by my side.
So that's kind of given the track still a little bit more space. Remember, this area is one of the most dangerous areas in production. Be really careful of it. Be very careful. Reverbs are pretty, right? And let me tell you what I mean by that. Why we should go into this is because when you do reverbs, make sure you bust them. And not just that, but let's say, for example, I'm going to go into Paint View and we will take a look and how we should consider reverbs and things. So let's say you have like a little spectrum analyzer. Bloody hell, work. I think my GPU is struggling because I have like 3 monitors right now. Okay.
Ooh.
And I'm
that's
using
meant to do it.
it'll be all right. Here we go. So we have this. All right. And when you have a reverb, what you have is like a lot of like these really pretty harmonics, and it just kind of goes off depending on what your shape is or the tonality of the reverb is. So when your voice is there, your gorgeous, beautiful voice is gonna be here in, let's say, blue, and you'll be singing and it'll be a bit like that, and you'll have your peaks and things like that too, and now this peak goes whoa, and then with this thing, because it adds up together quite a bit strongly. So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna remove that blue line we'll use orange so that things don't feel so confusing. Now, if you just like lower a certain area, so you have like a little bit of like this, and then you have like a little bit of like this, you know, and it's like somewhat even, and then you have the harmonics coming up. Oh, sorry, you know what I mean. Like, just let the rest be. If you just tame this one a bit lower and balance it, what tends to happen is you get all that like the noise and that like that harmonic noise that you know, that basically does a really good job at making it feel like a space. This kind of feels like a resonance, this peak over here, because of the fact that they're stacking and it, you know, especially in the sides. That's when, you know, things feel wider and the low mids get particularly like muddy. So try to take a look at that. It might be something that would help you with your reverbs. So that's for vocal production. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I just heard it in that tiny little section. I have a feeling maybe you've got this resonance problem throughout your entire mix and we don't hear it because everything's been crunched together. But if that wasn't being a part of the problem, maybe your mix could be even louder and but clearer. So I think vocals is definitely somewhere you can start. So these are some pointers. Let's see what else. Yeah, everything is extremely really loud. I would say that if you have kicks and, you know, like if everything is loud, your kicks and snares are no longer existing. Like they're just, remember, mixing is a balancing game. It's not and you have to make compromises. The only way you can make like not a 50-50 compromise, but more like a 25% compromise and get a little bit cheeky is again use buses. Now what I would recommend if you have your kicks and snares and things like that, you can use a G comp, like a G compressor, put it into a bus, and then crank that stuff high. Like, you know, like don't get like weak on us, you know, like use that. So what I would say is let me go on Ableton View and I'll get like a UAD one real quick. Plugins, UAD, uh, where is it? You can use any like, you know, the, where is it? Da, 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 da. I swear, this is my problem. I suck at oh, there it is. G compressor. All right. Well, these are the settings I would recommend for you, for your drums to go routing through. Have the threshold pretty freaking low, makeup pretty high, a fast attack, you know, a
By the
fast
way,
release.
it's covered by the notepad, man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we
On the
go.
stream, you're good.
Yeah, these are the things I would have, and I would put it on a bus or like a return track if you're using Ableton, and just route it through there. So if I have this, and then after that, keep your drums the way they are, lovely, gorgeous, you know, amazing. But then route that in, and then turn up that sidechain parallel mix. That's called New York compression, aka parallel compression in today's, you know, internet times, which is the time that I am born into. So I'm gonna say parallel
Internet
compression.
times.
Yes. All right. I guess I hope that was enough detailed feedback. And you know,
Yeah, man, that
hopefully,
was awesome. I think most people here probably learned at least one thing from that. That's
awesome.
pretty cool.
Well, thank you so much for your contribution, Rez. I really appreciate it. And you know, you make me, you know, it's listening to tracks like this that makes me want to come back next week and do this again. So thank you. It's really nice to listen to this stuff. Um, all right, I think those are our skipped people. And let's see who is next. And
I
then
think
off.
we had two from Echo. Were we gonna do both of
Oh
those or
yes, we
just
did. We did. Cool. Thank you for
of
reminding me of
course?
that. Okay. I this song is called Repent, so this will be
Ooh,
compelling too.
that's a fun word. Cool
Um,
word.
oh yeah. I'm not really looking at chat that much because I'm really trying to stay focused, but I tell you what I'll do. Before playing
I'm
this one,
watching
let me
it.
just, yeah. Are people, if you're what, yeah, thanks for watching that. Just let me know. Do you reckon I'm moving a little too fast or maybe a little too slow? Let me know. Maybe, you know,
It
um,
honestly, it feels like the stream's been like 10 minutes, but we're already 40 minutes in. So I
mm,
think you're going at like an appropriate pace. I think this is going great. And
all
there's
right.
nothing stopping people from submitting multiple times. So
Mm. All right, thanks for the feedback. Thank you. All right, so let's take a look. I'm gonna post this track again, not again, but this artist again, Kyle. Another skip cue, which always helps out. Let's take a look at that. So this over here, I'm gonna paste it like afterwards. Rez, by the way, before you leave, I just wanna quickly hand this to you in case this is useful to you. In case it helps, and let's take a look at the voice of God. The voice of God. Speaking of New York, I just want to go into a little history lesson here.
Love
During
these.
so back like maybe about 60 something years ago, there was a thing called what do you call it? The compression wars, right? And a lot of radio stations, what they tried doing was trying to make things as loud as possible. And in New York, speaking of New York compression, there is, oh, by the way, 6-minute track. We'll still take a look. We'll go in order. So what happened was every radio station tried to make their stuff as loud as possible, because when people would go to their radios and stuff, they would flip through, and the louder song, they'd be like, oh, they would like notice it and stay in that station. So it's interesting you're called the voice of God, because there was a radio station called the Z100 in New York, and they had this thing called the voice of God. It was the black box of their studio, which their radio, yeah. And what it did was make things extremely loud, and while keeping as much fidelity as possible. And a lot of other people tried to make their stuff louder. There were a lot of guidelines and stuff broken. A lot of stations were fined, and there were a lot of problems, because they were trying to keep up with, what Z100 did. The voice of God, it might have this religious connotation to some people. It might have like, this powerful thing, whatever, of pride and power. For me, the voice of God, it goes into, making something loud and punch through. So let's take a look. Oh, we don't have bricks. All right, let's take a look. All right. Birds.
Do what you think is for the honor and glory of God. And then make your decision and don't worry about it. If you find out it was the wrong decision, don't worry either. God brings good even out of wrong decisions.
Repent.
The temptations are within or without, Jesus' grace, the power of the Spirit in your soul is greater than any temptation.
a
I
sick way to end that track. I have so much
oh,
to say, but you go, Vichy.
I need a minute. Could you go first?
Yeah. Oh my God. I love the way that you start in the middle after the dialogue and that bass comes in, and I love the wobbles. I
In your
love how
soul
at the end
is
there
greater than
you
any
have it kind of slow
temptation.
down like a BPM change and you come out. Uh only things I would say is some of your percussion sounds a little bit separate, especially kind of at the end there. With the high little clicky, the synthy click things, and then the drums and the lead just have so much reverb on them, and then those clicky things are just so sharp. I mean, maybe even a glue compressor or something. Maybe you could just make those blend a little bit better. But that's all I have to say. Cause yeah, this is a awesome vibe.
If I have to start negative, I'm gonna start with negativity, okay? Because like I'm way too hyped, and I just want to go off that train. Do not fuck this track up by putting some blatant crap on the master. Please don't do that. It's so gorgeous, dude. If you want it louder, do it in the mix. I know. Don't ruin this. This is amazing. I was just like, right now, the first thing I heard, and like there's perks over here, like when it went in, I was like, yo, that is like it felt. I felt chills. I felt like a little tickle in my ear going all the way down. Oh, that was so spicy.
Goosebumps, man.
Yeah, that was so good. I loved that so much. It was so perfectly executed. It's an incredible. Doesn't feel like a loop or anything. It feels like it's working its magic and it's in the order that it's doing things. It's don't lose those dynamics, please. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I want to hear that again. That feels so good. Absolutely incredible. Oh.
That rhythmic stuff is so clever too. It's not often you hear people come up with cool sound design like this. Like you can really tell that he's messing with this as opposed to using like a splice loop or something. Like it's very authentic and all the elements feel like they're from the same place, which is so important. And yeah,
Mm.
the
And
production is awesome.
yeah, it really does not sound like some loop that was just taken. I feel like he's really made it his own. And I would also
Mm.
say that if it was a spice loop, if it was, then he still somehow made it his own. Like, remember, good artists borrow, great artists steal. You do it right though. You make it your own.
Absolutely.
Um, and then like you mentioned with the perks and the drums and the rhythm and the sound design, I really like what happened over there with the kicks at the end. That was extremely.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. Like, it like synced.
It's such an interesting groove too.
Yeah. The way it went into that from all of that stuff was splendid. And he didn't keep it on for too long. Maybe I would have had like another bar or two or a measure or two of like, because I really liked that. But also, I don't want to give that as advice. The reason why is because I already liked it. How and what if he's going for 2+2 and not 4? Remember, I came up with that idea just now to make it go for another. Whenever someone gives you feedback, guys, just be a little careful because sometimes the advice or feedback is because of the fact that they've been inspired. People be like, "Oh, you need some pianos and guitars in there." That's not feedback. I think that they're jamming with you. And sometimes it's good to leave the audience with 2+2 instead of giving them 4. You don't need, sometimes letting them be creative in their head, like, what they can add in. That's more than enough. You don't need to necessarily go with every piece of feedback. If you do go with it, think of it as if we're jamming together in a session, Like if I tell you about the, compressor, reverb, this and that, and, you feel like, hey, we should jam together, or this, I like his flavor added in there, or his technical whatever, then you should do that. But that's with everyone, not just me. So take feedback with a grain of salt. Um, The reverbs on the Vox. I'm a little confused.
And no matter how powerful the temptations are within or without, Jesus' grace, power.
I mean, it's not bad, but personally, I would say that, like, does it match the soundstage that you've created? Because remember, reverb is defining a space, a room that you're in. Imagine, like, close your eyes. Imagine you're in a cave, and you know you're in a cave, and someone says, "Hello, hello, how are you? How are you? Yo, I'm in a cave, cave, cave." And then all of a sudden, like, you hear a really, really dry voice going, "Hi." Like, that is terrifying without any, because now you don't know where the hell you are, or the reverb cut. The whole point is to pull you away from where you are. So when you use reverbs, make sure that you're not just using them as tails, but you're listening to them as if you're placing somebody in a space. When you do that, you'll be able to look at reverbs in a more interesting way. For example, over here, does that reverb that this woman has, is it matching the environment of the song? If you don't want it to match, like, and blend right in really softly, then be clear about that. Like, I am using this thing as a reference of something that's been said, and I'm referencing this in my song, as opposed to it is part of the song. In which case, you want to make the reverb a little bit obvious that it's not over here. In which case, maybe just no reverb and just dry, like like it's coming in, like a cassette thing. Okay, so if you are, yeah. So,
He says, by the way,
yeah.
That quote, she's supposed to be at the altar in a church. You were in the back of the church, and the choir is behind her. So she's close, but not in the distance.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as it's intended, I'm just like looking at how the reverb, should be
It's all
considered.
preference.
Yeah. Cause how it went into the bass line. Yeah, I already went that. Pop. I don't know why I wrote that. I just thought it was popping. It was freaking great. All right, let's take a look at another track. Dun dun dun.
Sounds good.
Huh. All right. Let's see. Which one are we doing? Norat?
You want to go from the top down? You could do Danny.
Is that in order? Oh, it is. Yeah, let's do Danny. Danny, are you here in chat right now? Let's see.
I meant to ask you, are you recording this through your OBS, or will we have to download it later through Twitch?
We'll have to download it
Or
later.
I think it might be saved on YouTube too, so we'll
Yeah.
see what we can do. Whoa, Danny is here.
Hey! Awesome saucers. Great. That means we can.
From a credible source of Guy2411.
Oh, that's phony, I think. Let's download this. Hi, Walls. Good to see you. Let's. All right. So this one here just says, "Need a singer for this beat." Okay, let's see what we can do regarding feedback and stuff. By the way, if something is going to be just like I'm just going to make this very clear. I remember telling you guys and being very clear that I do not want interruptions on top of beats. But if I realize that, like, hey, this is like an 8-bar loop going on for like 32 measures, I'm probably going to skip around, okay? So, yeah. If the beat doesn't compel. If I don't see interesting arrangement, I will know. All right? So, let's take a look. Yeah, the previous song was incredible. Yeah. Let's take a look at what this one is.
Wow. When that drop hit and the space came and it was just it's so clean. I think I honestly couldn't say too much about that mix when that chorus came in, or I don't know what you'd call it, the first drop there. And that lead is so nice. You wrote that in your notes too.
I love the lead.
It's adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my days. That yeah, you're right. Honestly, I couldn't even imagine like to make the mix better. I don't know. I mean, I would have to listen to it again, but I didn't notice anything inherently wrong with the mix. If I would have to listen to it again and be super critical about the mix. But this track was already so good that it did not make me think about that. There are a few things that I can definitely say because I did think about it arrangement wise. Um, it is really pretty, and I freaking love those leads. It's like the nice melody. That was a typo, but you know, it's like a cat just being like, "Coco," whatever. The beat is really cool. I like it. Very groovy. Made me move. That's the main thing, guys. If your track makes me move, that means I like it. That like the reason why is like, I mean, not all the time. There's been times where I moved to like some weird stuff, but rhythm is an instruction of movement. And if you're instructing me correctly, I will move, which means your rhythm was spot on over here. I love it. Um, I felt the arrangement was a little bit jarring in one section, but don't worry about that because this criticism is gonna be one of your favorites. I feel you're gonna love this piece of criticism. This is gonna be so enjoyable. So I'm gonna play this part here. I'm not even looking at the arrangement, just listening. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love that, right? But I would say that something that could really help with this. I mean, you may have noticed that's a bit jarring the way it goes into do do da da. It goes right into that a little bit. It feels like a different song almost. The only thing that's keeping it tied together is the arrangement. Sorry, the composition aspect of it, the melodies and the instrument. But otherwise, mix wise, it's I would say that if you want to still keep it like that, you can either make the mix a little bit more similar in uh, fashion by um, giving it a little bit of that width, like the highs and all that stuff, a little bit of loudness in those sections. Maybe this isn't really mixed yet. I don't know because it sounds really good to me. Alternatively, what you could do is what Mr. Hyde said over there. So he said about the drum fill, right? That's one option. Drum fills are one option. But I wrote here, you need some signposting. Now, what is signposting? You're going to love this, right? So I'll say this, right? People are not very clever when it comes to, music, right? When it comes to listening to music. They don't know. But the reason why is because we just want to chill. We just want to listen. We're not here to be critical and waiting for we don't have to look ahead of like 8 bars. So what we need to do sometimes is be like, hey, you. Hi, audience. How are you? We are currently at, measure 12 right now. But hold on, guess what? In about 4 measures, something's going to happen. Okay? Hi. Okay. Move is going. We're gonna get there. It's really close. Okay. Now here's gonna be the drop, and then bam! Look, we have the drop now. So we gotta do this really obvious signposting. In fact, we have that in like EDM and things like that already. There's like really cliche freaking EDM risers and drops like
Yeah.
That's telling the audience like, come on, it's gonna come, it's coming, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna be alright, come with me, we're gonna drop. Like, and you see how in the beginning when I told you about this like whole thing, when I like childed you through it, you probably felt super condescended, right? And just kind of cheap. And the reason why is because that is excruciatingly obvious. And I've done it like in the English language as well. And you probably might feel the same way if you hear like a dubstep drop, which is a bit like, ta 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 ta. It's cliche. Everyone knows that like we're all getting a bit sick of these things. That's why a lot of like, syncopation and things like that's happening a lot more like contemporary, like and they have a lot of these other signposting things too. How many risers are you using to get to your drop? So my point is, find unique ways to signpost into a different part of the arrangement. You know, yeah, you can definitely do something. And I wrote here, the hell does this mean?
It obviously means there's a short shift with fish high doors.
Oh, I get it.
At
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
134.
Yeah, this is just a personal composition thing, right? You don't have to do this. You really don't. But over there we have you could do you could do a lot of like legatos, you know, like a lot of trilling and stuff, like right towards the end. You know, or even like if you want to go a little bit like weird, you can go whatever, you know, just for that little bit. Harmonizing leads at the end are really important. So yeah, guys, if you wanna do vocals on this, I think Rez would sound pretty nice on here. You know, his name's Danny. Ironically enough, he's asking for a singer for this beat, but then he hasn't posted a artist page. Let's see. Who do you, where do they reach you? Who's Danny? How do they reach you if they want to do vocals? Okay. Let's keep going. But if you want to do vocals for this, you know what? Just drop it in chat if you want to do vocals for this. I think you know, maybe Rez.
You know, this song low key reminded me of that guy, the fat rat, if you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, is it that guy?
Yeah. The melodies are just very, very tasteful. They're very cohesive. Like a lot of times you'll hear people, they'll just stick to the same few notes that are in the key that they're working in and just make whatever melody. And at the end of the day, it's almost random, but you can tell that here your melody really like plays a part in the song and it has a purpose. It's going somewhere. Because yeah, so that's what I mean by cohesive. So that's awesome.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, this is really nice. Thank you so much for the submission. I really enjoyed listening to it. And by the way, guys, I'm giving feedback, but you don't have to go with it all the time. You know, it's just my opinion, tastes, and flavors on things. So take it with a bit of a grain of salt. In fact, take anything that anyone ever says regarding your tracks with a grain of salt. I would say try it out, learn some techniques from here, go off and then, you know, experiment. If you like it, then, you know, keep going. So let's take a look. We have another track called, we're going with Drew, right?
Danny says W feedback. Thank you so much, Vish.
Oh, thank you, Guy. Is that Danny? Oh, that is Guy. So. Yeah. Thank you for submitting. I really appreciate it. I love listening to these tracks. For some reason, Drew's track is opening up as Slay.
By the way, Carlos, you can do, it's in the top right or top left there, exclamation point, submit, and that's how you can get in the queue.
By the way, we've not gone through many tracks. I think we've only gone over
4 or 5.
1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we did 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So now we're about to do the 6th one. We can do, you about to do Drew.
Yeah, we're gonna do Drew. Should we be going faster?
I mean, maybe a little bit faster, yeah.
Because we have like a lot of submissions, yeah.
Yeah. How about if you want, I can keep a timer. We can try and keep the responses under, what, 15 minutes max?
Let's do 10. That would be, yeah, because our stream's gonna end in like 50 minutes. We should at least get through like at least half of these.
Okay. And we'll come back to the ones that we missed next stream, and if you missed yours this time, if you weren't here for it, it'll be on YouTube. So
yeah, we'll definitely do this again next week.
Yeah.
Someone's asked how big is the queue. So I'm just gonna let you guys know how it's moving, because just out of transparency, next week, if we don't go through yours now, then we'll go through yours next week. So definitely be there for that. So we got Drew, Tweesen, Sani, whatever the frick. Then we have Echoing Feeling, Just Emilio, and Viliusi. I think these are the ones we're gonna go through. Viliusi. And then after that we have Crystallic, but with the Crystallic, OXO, Static Grace, Fantasy, OXO again, and Vox D. We can go over these next week. Yeah.
We can
It-
still
I-
get through a few of them. So
Yeah.
we'll try and do that.
Yeah, we'll try to get through as many as possible. But guys, still stay in because remember, this is not like a beat playing thing. We're not doing like a beat freaking reaction thing. Well, I sort of are. But we're also going over like key details that maybe, just maybe, if you have a track that's similar to the one that's gonna be playing now, then some of the feedback might be like relevant to you, in which case you can take this and spend the week working on your track to apply these things. In fact, if you do in fact do that, I'll allow you to like publish too a before and an after. Like, hey, this is what I got from your last stream. That type of deal. Okay? Is that a deal? All right? Cool. Welcome to all the other people here. I'm not sure how many people are watching right now, so I'm just gonna keep going. Going full speed. Let's go. All right. So guys, we have a track by a man named Drew Fournier. Fournier, yeah.
Fournier. Drew
Boss-
Fournier.
Drew Fournier.
It's a fancy name. I like that. It's a good name for a musician. It's got
Yeah.
style.
And if you get rid of that N, it goes into this thing that we were talking about earlier.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah. Fourier. The fast Fourier transform. Now, let me go over what that is real quick, okay? So basically, when it comes so
Gotta
when
love these transitions.
So I'm sure you have like you guys have seen like waveforms, like remember that waveform we saw by Rez earlier, which was like absolutely like clipping like that, but then there was all of this stuff going on and all that stuff. So now this can actually be broken down. The reason why I was able to say all that information before is because you can actually break this down. So this actually has multiple waveforms in it. Is one thing which is like this, all right, which is your low frequency, and then you also have like your high frequencies, which are more closer together. So like these little things, so they would look like this, or whatever the hell is
I
happening.
didn't know the name for that.
Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about this, check it out. Fast Fourier transform. I don't know. Go on.
For people who are really interested in the way that you convey information, a lot of this stuff that you've already gone through has actually been covered. We did a whole master class, remember?
Oh yeah, we did a course, but that was on making songs, like songwriting and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a link? We should probably, maybe later.
Yeah.
But it's good that you brought it up. All right, so let's take a listen to this individual named Andrew. Thank you for the MP3. Sorry, Jay?
I think you got to go back to the Grisonic view. We're still in pain.
Oh, bloody hell, my bad. Sorry. Don't worry, we'll
Alright.
start again. All right. Cue 80s fade out. I
You wanna
have
go
some.
first, Vichy, or?
You go first because I have some long advice for this individual.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think your sound choice meant it was like all there. Like I love that pad you used, and the piano is like it's good, but I think the main thing that you might need to work on is actually blending your sounds together. Having like your hats, you could change the velocity up a little bit more or make them more dynamic. I know it's a trap beat, so it's kind of part of the point to have them like high velocity, high on cue. I forget the word for it, but yeah, and yeah, I mean that was the main thing. That you could also kind of change up some of the arrangement, like in those latter two sections, not too much change. Like you like Vichy has it written there. You can try adding some counter melodies. He'll explain that much better than I could, but yeah, overall, I love the vibes here. So I'll let Vichy talk now.
Oh yeah, honestly, I agree with everything. I would say that the sound selection, maybe there's wait, what? I think
It's about what you do with the sounds. You got to listen to a sound as what it could be and not what it currently is, you know? You got
yeah,
to sound design.
I think our thing broke.
Uh-oh, what broke?
It says here that the chat is broken. Oh wait, it's back. Okay, fine. All right, so real quick, let's go over this really briefly. Um it says, yeah, I felt the loop was repetitive. I think that, you mentioned that earlier on. But here's the thing. Loop feels repetitive. That is not advice. That's not feedback. That's just subjective. And but we can find ways to make it feel less repetitive. First of all, the velocities, like you mentioned, just were exactly the same. Tong, tang, tang, to, tang. Add some velocities because velocity is not loudness. If you have a good library, a lot of the velocities have tonal differences too. If you want it all to be freaking loud and pumping, use compressors and then crank it up. If you gotta do that, like you can use it like an LA2A or something like that on pianos. Even like so. And if you don't give a crap about like low mids and low end at all, then you can use an 1176 as a parallel and then bring that up too. But I don't know. I wouldn't. Compression or something to make it louder as opposed to just dong ding dong dong dong. So that's one thing. Be careful of OTT. You can use that. Yes, you can give it that glossy EDM feel. So if you do that already, the piano would feel far less repetitive. We have like all of that stuff. Check the octaves. Maybe the piano you're playing is like too high of an octave. Try a lower one. Maybe try doing the chords at a lower octave and the piano like dun 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 dun, dun the other melodies like in that same one, or separate the two out. Because right now you have dun 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 instead of it being like dun 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 dun. Dun. Separate them out. It will feel much bigger if you are like doing a piano thing. Oh, I should probably send this so that if you want it, you can have it. I know you did, homie. It's okay. Let's see what else. Counter melodies. I would say like maybe pick another instrument. It feels a little let's see. It kind of sounds like one of those those karaoke tracks, like the instruments they use for like the voice that you should be doing, like if you like, for example, if you were to look at White Iverson by Post Malone karaoke version like back in the 90s, and there'd be that small machine. It'd be like and you have to like sing along to the instrument sounds a little like that. I would definitely change that instrument.
Post Malone was around in the 90s?
No, I'm just saying if that was a random song. Yeah. yeah. Pick if you have cheap sounds, make them cool, or pick a better sound. arrangement needs a lot more work. I think we've talked about that, but to elaborate on that, I think we've talked about the piano. See if there's and how to make it better. Another thing that you could take a look at is the arrangement, right? It does need a lot more work. Hip hop and trap doesn't need to be only kicks and snare, hats and claps and 808s. It does not need to be just that. Like if we play this, we're gonna be sitting here. It's gonna be the same thing for so long. I would say, there's a lot of things you can add percussive wise. You could have like congas. You can add like for something like this, maybe like a couple of like low key toms. Not like 909 toms necessarily, but like you could even have. Do you have open hats even? There aren't open hats either. And another thing, I want to go over is like go for it. So when you're doing like rhythm, there weren't any open hats. You can definitely add some of those in there. Remember, let me tell you one thing. You're making hip hop right now. That's my assumption, right? That your aim is to, what is hip hop? Hip hop is what is hip and what's cool and what's new and what is trending and what's hop, meaning how to move, right? Hop is movement. You got to be able to move to it. And everything that you do in terms of percussion as a hip hop artist, you got to remember to instruct your audience on how to move. Every little detail is there telling us how to move. So, emphasize everything. Use silences. Like over here, you can have... you can have an open hat there.
Right. Open hats, yeah.
Yeah, you can have open hats. And not just open hats. You can even have no hats sometimes. And you have hats on every little thing, like every little beat. But then sometimes, like I said earlier on, 2 plus 2 is what the audience wants. They don't necessarily want 4. So you have, let's say, like you go then have an empty hat where you have the So it's like when I do this, imagine an empty hi-hat. So there's no hi-hat there. Okay. You could have empty spaces and regions so that you can like make us move it like that, So yeah, be tasteful with your hats. Okay, I think that's sorry, go on. You say something.
I was just gonna add about the 2 plus 2 thing. Like you can think about television and media, how people love mystery shows and they don't. A lot of time, even YouTube videos, like they'll withhold the main point of the video until the end of the video to get you to watch because people like that mystery. People like solving things for themselves, and that's another way to look at the 2 plus 2 thing.
And yeah, and another way is that like basically when you have you remember Drake? Of course everyone remembers Drake, but in his music, what he did was, back in the I don't know, like 2008ish, 7ish, I think, he would have like his voice being like gospel of Rise, with like this really he's not British, but he would have like his voice really tinny and really high, high frequencies and very little low end. Yeah, you probably are familiar with the Drake sound, but then his instrumental would be like really low and stuff. But the thing is, you guys already know that if I get a snare drum and I whack that shit really hard, it's gonna be pow, it's gonna be loud as shit. So when you have that snare drum, but he's getting rid of those higher frequencies, so that way when the audience listens to it, the energy's still there because it's implying the high frequencies. We still feel the track to be powerful, even though it's like, all the high frequencies of that snare are gone, So yeah, definitely like you don't have to give your audience everything. 2 plus 2 is a really interesting thing to go over. In fact, you can also do not just you can give your audience 4, which is something that the hi-hats are doing. You can give your audience 2 plus 2, which is to remove some of these things or imply certain things. Alternatively, you can even give the audience 2 plus 2 equals 5. We'll go over that some other time though, Maybe next week. We'll look at the stream. All right, so let's keep going. Switching octaves and instruments can add spice. So yeah, definitely change up the octave sometimes. Dong dong dong. And for the chorus part, maybe dong dong dong. Maybe change up something that with the bass line. You know, signposting. All right, let's go. Next song. Sorry, that was probably very long.
Yeah, I forgot to start the timer. That's on me.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think it was too long though. But we'll see on this next one.
No problem. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's download this one.
Chew is insane with 2 U's.
Okay, cool. So who do we have now? We have Chew. Oh, Chew is insane. Okay. Oh, by the way, before that, let me send this thing, which is Drew Fournier on Instagram and TikTok. All right, so that's him. Please go check him out. You know, because this artist is it's gonna get something going. You know, most likely if he follows through and you know looks at arrangement, he's gonna have a great time. Let's take a look at Chew is insane. This is their track called Showdown 12, 28, 24. Guys, we're gonna do only like another 30 minutes of the stream. So if you guys wish to skip Q, you know, just make sure you check out the forms. You just want to do exclamation mark submit like so, and you know, you can by contributing you can skip Q. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we have at Chew is insane. All right. Oh. Okay, it is getting a bit repetitive. So I am gonna probably lower that.
Added the little blips though. There's new blips here.
Oh, new blips.
Yeah, new blips. Whoa.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm gonna pause this.
Feels like
I think it's a loop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. Based on thinking blah blah blah. The samples look actually quite funny. Who does this remind you of? Who would be a good rapper on this? Or whose voice do you imagine on this thing, Nora?
Ooh. I don't know. I didn't pick up on it. But
You can hear the humor in it. The harpsichord is funny. The samples are funny. I mean, not in a bad way, in a good way, in a really good way. It's one that brings a smile to my face instead of like, you know, oh, that's funny. Wait, who would say it like that? But you know what I mean. It reminds me like the harpsichord and some of the weird samples sounds like something Eminem would have been on, like
Oh,
dang
yeah.
dang 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 dang. But then it's also like a
Those
harpsichord.
impacts. Yeah. In the what do you call it? There I think there was some brass in there, but then those strings, the big staccato type of notes.
Yeah.
Almost has a 90s feel, but at the same time, like I put in the chat, it kind of reminded me of like Skylanders music or those blips were almost something out of SpongeBob. Like this was very groovy and different, and I love stuff like that because I listen to
Mm.
so much music. It's when something is different that's one of my favorite aspects. So this was very creative.
Mm. Um, I know. Let me see. I would say definitely get some more perks in there. You can get like like ding if you're trying to be like Destiny's TLC and all that stuff. Get some of those sting like those little stings like that in there. And I would say definitely like get that low end pumping a lot more. Like you could have a lot of fun with low end here. And I'm not saying like make it like a dubstep beat or some stuff. I'm saying make it like the 90s, and I'll tell you what I mean by that, right? So what's very compelling, and I'm gonna go into paint view for this, is this, right? So what we know is that in a lot of contemporary productions we have let's say I'm gonna do this really weirdly, right? So what we have is this frequency spectrum, 20 here, and then we have 20K here. And oh gosh, this thing is having so much latency. All right, so in today's music, we tend to have a lot more of like the mid frequencies, meaning like the stuff we hear monoed, to be to go a little bit like this, right? Um, no wait, like this, on average. What the hell? Is this not gonna work? Freaking oh fine, okay. So we see all like the high frequencies and everything widened like crazy. Of course you have a little bit of a dip here because people don't like too much air. But yeah, so generally and then it goes mono around like the sub areas and so on. If this pen decides to work. Yeah. And so this is what we tend to have. But back before, we used to have a lot more wider low end. And a lot of high end would actually be in the middle. So you can see it getting wider. Actually, I should make this a little bit. Nora, my freaking pen's not working.
Why ain't your pen working?
I
What
don't
is it, the
know.
parallax or something?
No, it's not that. It's just being slow as crap because I've got too much stuff open. Um, I've got like all these. I think maybe it's because I'm streaming, but it's okay. Let's give it a shot. Um, one more time. Come on, please, pen. Listen. Okay, fine. Now a lot of what do you call it? Like 90s music would probably have a little bit more like this. Now, a little. Come on, pen. There we go. I'm exaggerating here to make a point, but basically this over here is width, and this is no, ignore that. So you can see what I'm trying to say. Like before, you would have like width on the wide stuff being the high frequencies, the crystal things. Now that's what we have now, right? And the subs being mono and everything. But 90s, listen to "Gimme the Loot" by Biggie. All right, take a listen to that. You'll notice like those kicks and everything are pumping a lot more. You know, um, they're pumping a lot more, and there'd be a lot more on the sides. Now, with our contemporary knowledge of today's music, we can still do something like this, where we're not getting the subs on the sides. I mean, it's not really the end of the world. You're going for something, 90s related, early 2000s, then just just leave the issues in your thing at that point. Again, it's about it sounding good, So yeah, and then you can run it through tape or whatever the heck you want, any analog freaking, compressors. So yeah, that's an interesting way to see it, I think. Yeah. I think it works out. Listen to any trap song today that's like, or maybe even like whatever, and then listen to Gimme the Loot by Biggie and listen to the kicks being all over the soundstage. But yeah. Anyways, let's take a look. What else do we have? I kept that one short, didn't I? Oh.
Relatively so.
Okay, guys, you know, if you guys like Chewy, take a look. This is them. Styling and production. It's an instrumental. Sorry, I forgot to even read that. Writing.
I sent you the link for the course, by the way. I know I saw at least one person in chat earlier who was interested.
Yeah, definitely come back next week, Derbs, and you can stay for the rest of the stream. That'd be awesome. But do come back next week as well, because I want you to try this out, and then I want you to show it again next week. I want to see what it would be like, because I want to see your taste, your delivery of that, and we can take a look again. Guys, again, if you submit, you know, you can definitely come back next week, and we can definitely you know, try to go over some of the stuff that's been done. And see what improvements have been made as well. Let's see. Next up, who do we have? Welcome, Alex. I recognize
Echoing
that.
feeling?
Echoing feeling, yeah. Okay, so
Another
they
echo.
could you read out their details real quick?
Yeah. So their friend did the production and instrumental, while they, the person submitting, Echo, sang and wrote the song.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So we probably want to look at the vocal side of things a little bit more, because their friend was the one who did the production, but definitely give some input there too, and then I assume Echo could forward that.
I think we've done a lot of echoes. So should we do Emilio this time?
This is a different Echo.
Oh. Okay. Oh, that's a different echo. Oh, because our echo is the echo with the K. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. Not me. Sorry. Is this called Showdown? Okay. What did I just download? No. Da, 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 da. Oh God! Now you got that stuck in my head.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just I was just muted humming it.
Guys, please do MP3s, waves, FLAC, AIFF. I don't know if we can play. Oh, we can. Okay, so I think this is your track. Ender location.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's
All right.
interesting.
It is very interesting. So we're just looking at the Oh, wait.
What's up?
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I got mixed up with who Chu was. I thought Chu was this. Okay. Let's take a look. This is this one here. Let's take a look. Let's play. I'm excited.
I can't help it. Can't breathe anymore.
Suspense.
I'm in love with someone who wants me dead, and I'm sorry, I don't want him back. I say that to no one, 'cause they don't seem to understand. Sorry that I blocked your number, you just can't call
the electrical noise throughout the whole thing was starting to get to me, low key.
Okay, I'm gonna approach this from a different angle. Okay,
The beginning
um,
was really interesting.
very chromatic. You know, like, I just gave up trying to find the key. But, some good things about the track. First of all, I was smiling in the middle because I just realized that, like, okay, you might be new to production and this and that and song making, but the arrangement was still like actually pretty, like it was actually moving. So it's one of those things, even though key was thrown out the window, the arrangement, normally people learn key first, but the arrangement was pretty interesting because it actually kept progressing and changing and there were parts moving around. And so, you know, clearly this person has an intuition for production and I really appreciate that. And to be at like this level, right, which is relatively new, I'm assuming you guys are just starting off. And honestly, not only do I want to thank you for, you know, submitting your track, but I also want to thank you for getting into music and making music. That is incredible. Like, it becomes one of the most amazing things you could ever do. Real talk. And you definitely keep doing it. Let's go over some things. You clearly do have some nice tastes and flavors. You know, keep that up. I really appreciate that. Like, let's take a look, for example. There was this part where I heard your voice, like, like quiet, like higher pitch one, like underneath. Uh,
Are you ever in it?
Are you ever in it? Like you have that higher thing underneath it. I'm not sure if everyone else heard that. I'll play that part again.
Are you ever in it?
You know, I like that.
Yeah, I
I
hear
don't.
that.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. It's so quiet, but it adds a little bit of eeriness to it. Now, I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
guys are trying to go for creepy. Because I will say, without a doubt, and not to be rude, this track is a little creepy. And I know that sounds like an insult. So what I'll do is I will dissect the word creepy. Creepy is when something is, you know, absolutely adorable, you know, and absolutely round and cute and soft and lovely and everything's pretty and gorgeous and amazing, you know, and you want to hug it and it's great too. But at the same time, it has really sharp freaking teeth, you know? So, um, there are some teeth that are jagging in. And I think that if you are trying to make something a little bit creepy, then you've nailed it. If you don't want to make something creepy, thankfully, there's not much you really need to worry about. Um, if you don't want to make something creepy, take a look at key. I would advise that you look at the circle of fifths. I feel like a doctor, like I'm just writing a prescription over here, you know. And when you look up the circle of fifths, what you will get, and if I let's see if I can get a circle of fifths, so I can quickly show you how to use it. Sorry, plug in. Da, 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 da. Circle of fifths. Is this person here? Could you like type in chat if you're here?
Well, I mean, if you put it in the chat, they'll be able to see the link on the stream anyways when they watch the VOD. So
Yeah. Let's take a look. Copy image. I'm gonna paste the circle of fifths over here, and I will take the stream over to this jank ass freaking paint view that hardly works for me. I know the notepad's in the way. I'll move that out of the way right now. Here's my advice to you, sir or ma'am. Oh well. If this thing wishes to zoom. Okay, when you come up with a chord progression, I would advise that you take a look at this lovely little tool here. All you have to do is look up online something called the circle of fifths. And this looks complicated, but it really freaking isn't, right? All you gotta do, all you have to do is pick a chord that you like. Let's say, for example, you like, let's do a weird one, D, okay? Let's say you like the letter D. Now, if this is your chord and that's the one you want to start with, then anything that is touching this pie any chord inside of this pi, all of these G, A, E minor, F, sharp minor, B minor, all of these chords, they all work together. So instead of going for random weird notes here and there, try to stick to these chords and these notes, you know? And let's see, we can try this again. You like B flat? Okay, fine. You can make a pi around B flat, like so. Take a screenshot of this if this helps you, and then take this to your producer. So for now, I'm not going to go over production advice. I'll go a little bit about composition, because I feel like that's something that you could really have a good time learning. And you can see how easy it is, right? So simple, so easy. Just start with this. By the way, this also relates to the notes that you can use. So in this key of D, you have the notes of D, B. We don't see a C, but I'm assuming it's a C diminished. But yeah, it's a C sharp diminished. Why is this not working? Did I write a B instead of a D? Okay, let's try this again. D. Bloody hell! You know what? You know what? You know what?
We
Right.
are getting to the latter of that 10 minutes.
Yeah. So in the key of D, you can easily see that you have D. After that, you have E. Then you have F sharp. Then you have G. All you're doing is ignoring the minor stuff. Then you have A. Then you have B. Then you know, and if you don't see the letter over there, it's gonna be C sharp or like whatever. Yeah, so you can see that's the key just through looking at this. These are the notes you want to use. Stick to these notes, and these are the chords you want to use. Stick to those chords. Just start like that, okay? So just start like that. And come back to me next week, please. I really want to see what you guys do when you guys are in key. Yeah? And then we can talk about challenging key. We'll come to that and we'll go back to making things creepy again and we'll rock out, okay? All right. Good job, though. Good job. I'm proud of you. Keep doing music. You're amazing. And you're going to be so, so good at this. All right? All right. Let's take a look at the next artist. I think about Just Emilio. Was that good enough?
Yeah, you killed it.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. I will send, I think I've sent their link. Echoey's feelings spot. Oh, God. So that was just us looking at. So this is, check out their, link and to take a look, because it might be something that turns into something spicy, so keep going. All right, now let's take a look at Emilio. All right, I think Emilio will be our last track for tonight, but then we will do another one next week as well. So guys, please ensure that you come down next week. There are a lot of people to go through in the queue. I will be going through the queue, starting from, the ones we missed today, I think. We'll discuss that, but we would definitely be doing queue skips. So please ensure that, you take a look at that and maybe you might have a good time. Why does this track say Katy Perry?
Oh, what?
Would I get copyright striked? No, right?
No, you definitely will if this has copyrighted content. I was saying next time we'll listen to the tracks embed into the content. So
We'll listen to the tracks.
I
What?
would unless Emilio is here, because I don't know if both of us know Katy Perry to that extent. Unless Emilio is here to let us know that it's good, then we might want to do someone else. Like I think this person's Static Grace, and then next time after the stream we can take some time and listen to it and see if it gets flagged, and then we could listen next time. I just don't
Yeah.
want to. We've had that happen before. Like remember the biometrics thing? He was using
Oh.
some songs to compare things with, so
Yeah,
it'll flag the whole stream. So
it took the entire stream down. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll play it as soon as I hear a Katy Perry sample. I'll be a little careful. If it's 6 seconds, it's fine. Let's take a look.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh. I want to pause it there because I've been told that we just need to get to that part. Mainly the mix, because I think it clashes a bit on some parts of the drop. So the drop is where you feel like there's things clashing. So, okay, here's what I advise. All right, let's take a look. So whenever we're taking a look for things like clashes, one thing that is, you know, a little bit easier to do is write down all the elements, right? Let's get that started off. So what do we hear in this? All right. Okay, I think I know what's going on. I think the whole thing is just clipping. I mean, I see a brick. But what I will say is that sometimes we overthink a mix, homie. Emilio, I think that's what may have happened. I really feel like maybe the mix has been overthought a little bit. So what I would say is that when I heard those claps, I don't know if they're supposed to be quiet. Like, yeah, you gotta work on the mix, and I'm not just gonna leave you with that. Let me tell you what you do. All right, first thing, turn everything down on the master. Okay, not the master, the mixers. Turn them all down, all everything. All right, then we can start with the kicks. Your kick, boom, boom, boom. Make that hit at around -8 dB. Okay, normally I do about -6. But I have some restraint right now. I've learned, but do -8 on the bass. Okay, sorry, the kick. After that, I want you to mix everything else in. Just the drums, okay? Just drums. And make it so that everything's sounding nice together, okay? Cohesively, just the drums. After that, I'm not sure if you were here earlier in the stream, but then after that, you might want to take a look at parallel processing, you know, putting everything down into another submix, putting a G comp on that. I actually made a preset earlier on for somebody, for Raspberry, who, you know, was there, which looked a little bit like this. You know, just a really hard thing. It just needs about like -12 dB or something, -15 dB of like compression. It's more than enough. And then, oh, where did it go? Da-da-da-da. Yeah, so you just need about that much, and then we can move on from there, right? And once you've done that, you can do the parallel processing. Once you've done parallel processing, you can turn that up slightly, just a bit. But make sure your kicks and everything sound good. In regards to your bass, I think your bass is extremely in the front. You don't need to worry about that. That's clear. We both can agree. That ain't clashing, homie. That is really good. Your synth lead, see if there's any space that the synth can come into in regards to the frequency spectrum. You can boost that a little bit just to make it come through a little bit, you know? But otherwise, I felt like if you want the synth to be more in the front, here's what you do. Oh, I also hear some plucks in the back. There's like chugga 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 chugga. Yeah, you want to do things one at a time. I would definitely say get all of this stuff finished first. After that, go into mixing your synth lead and your plucks together. Whatever you want in the front, I would say you could even do it like so. So after you've mixed your bass, kick, claps, and crash together, then mix your synth lead, you know, relative to the bass, claps, clack, whatever, the percussion and everything, you know, including the hats, whatever there are. So, you know, that too. Then after that, then bring that synthy lead in there. after that, then you realize how punchy you want your drums. When you're listening, there's a couple of things you want to be listening out to. You want to ensure that everything is still punchy, right? And everything is still as pounding as you'd want it to. And then introduce that synth lead, all right to the point where you hear it nice and clear. If you feel like, oh, I can't turn it up without removing this and that, you can reduce the dynamics of it, saturate it, you can EQ it a little bit to make it come through a little bit more. There's a lot of ways to bring it back up in the mix, okay? And then after that, if that is the main thing you care about. And then after that, bring in the plucks relative to the synth lead. Yeah? I hope that's good enough advice. Um, I yeah, but we're about to close the stream soon. So what we'll do is we'll do a little round of questions for another, like, whatever questions come within the next 4 minutes. We will we'll answer them, and then anything that we get after the 05 mark, we will basically, yeah. So if there's any questions you have about production, any questions about songwriting, anything like that, guys, this stream has been such a freaking, oh my gosh, feels incredible. You guys have been so great. Thank you so much for the contributions tonight. These tips have been very generous and incredible. I am gonna buy some chicken with that shit, yo. Oh my god, I am gonna get some lovely chicken, yo. That's all I need, you know. So yeah. In the meantime, guess we're chilling. How'd you find tonight's stream, Monkey?
I think it went surprisingly well. I'm really happy with how this went. I'm really excited to come back next time, and hopefully things get cleaner and cleaner and we get more fluent with streaming. And I'm really excited to keep doing this every week and making it as best as we can.
Yeah, I am too. Honestly, I'm really, really excited for these. These are really fun to do. I love listening to the music, and I like
Oh
seeing
yeah,
people walk away with some really
bangers.
good feedback. And I really feel like these would really help them. And yeah,
I'm
what
really
headphones am
looking
I?
forward
Yeah.
to returning people who come back and actually follow the advice, and we might get to see some people grow and make some
Mm.
accomplishments.
Yeah. Yeah. Headphones. These Nora has the same ones actually. These are the DT880 Pros. I've got a pair of ATH M50s down there, but these are like semi-open backs, which allow like bass to just kind of escape a little bit. Like low frequencies don't really resonate the crap out over here. It's almost like headphones with a little bit of a, high pass filter on them. And so yeah, but the thing is, the good thing about these headphones is that you still hear the bass, but you don't feel the bass as much anymore, you know? Because when you feel the bass, it kind of like clogs it up. So yeah, they're relatively
Mhm.
flat. Yeah, I feel like they're flat.
They're so clean. I used what were they called? The HG 280s or something? I had those for like from when I started producing until only a couple of years ago. And when I swapped to these, the change was like immediate. There was no having to break them in, and it was just really clean. And the bass, it like you still, they're just really nice. I've never heard headphones that were cleaner than these. I really like them.
Awesome. It's a nice way to cool off. But yeah, well, HD 560s. Yeah, Sennheiser makes really nice headphones. I like their shit. um, but yeah, I'm next week. What I'm looking forward to is not having these graphical issues. All right, we don't want them things.
Yeah.
What? Gonna make it much cleaner. I'm not gonna lie, Nora. Like, after the Halloween stream, I was definitely a lot nervous for this one, but I feel freaking
Oh,
great.
big time.
I feel amazing, and I guess I'll
I
find
know
out how I
this
really feel
format.
after. Sorry.
Sorry. You can finish what you were saying.
Oh no, I was just saying that like I can do this one much easier than the freaking other ones. But yeah.
Yeah. This format's much nicer because you're at your desk, you're not standing, there's not a bunch of lights beaming on you, you don't have to be in a costume, you don't
Oh.
have to have me running the like what we did last time. We had my MIDI
Oh.
keyboard. It was like It's 60. I think it's 60 something keys, and I think that we filled all but like 4 of the keys with macros. So we used a MIDI to macro, like MIDI to key program. And then we used a separate program to send MIDI to his computer so that I could control macros from my MIDI controller on the opposite side of the world uh, to control the stream.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And then he was like standing the whole time, and it was hard because like neither one of us had a proper way to monitor the stream. And so it was yeah, but this is a much more reasonable uh format,
Oh
especially
my
for people
god.
who are not the most experienced with streaming.
And we were using a freaking RX 580, like the graphics card. Oh my god. And yeah, so
That's crazy. That's
oh
insane.
yeah, standing for 5 hours. You're right. The freaking after the stream would end, my eyes would have like blue freaking rectangles on them because how bright the
Oh,
freaking stuff was. And oh my days, it was really difficult. Yeah, Halloween, I loved it too. I loved Halloween. That event was so good. I had so much fun. The only thing was my body physically was a bit like, yeah. But otherwise, I want to do more Halloween streams. We just need to figure out a way where I'm not gonna be dying every time physically
absolutely.
in the
Yeah.
heat. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think doing these is gonna help us get the hang of streaming too, and so it'll be less stress, and we'll be more familiar with OBS and graphical things. And yeah, maybe this year we can bring the Halloween back.
Heck yeah. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for this stream, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitch. Do all of that stuff. As we do, and come back next week. Thank you very much for your submissions. It's been so amazing listening to them. You guys are so freaking good at what you do. Even if you're just starting off, like that echo person, that was really, you're doing really good. Like especially you. Especially you. You're awesome. You keep doing what you're doing. You're the you're the special one today. Okay, yeah, good job. And yeah, guys, thank you very much. All right, peace. Catch you guys.
See ya. We're out.